Good morning, Stupid Slide here, getting ready to watch Chinese Grand Prix qualifying. It's a recording, so obviously this is going to play later. I'll probably live stream this later on Twitch, but it is a replay. It is recorded, and that's because we didn't want to wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. or whatever time it is, or stay up that late in order to watch qualifying live. And we know all of our fans will start chatting if we watch this live and tell us exactly what happened. Nobody will be able to hold the secret in. So it's recording. It'll be posted to YouTube. You'll be able to podcast it on YouTube Music if you just want to listen to it. But this is our live watch of the qualifying for the 2025 F1 Chinese Grand Prix qualifying. So slide. Or Tim, whatever. I don't care what we go by, but those are our internet names. What are some predictions here? Let's get some predictions on the record here before we get this thing going.
Here's what I think. I think the not shock, but that could be a shock. I bet Liam Lawson's out in Q1.
Oh yeah, he's just struggling, isn't he?
I think that Red Bull builds that car for Verstappen and anybody else in it. It just shows that Checo actually kind of could drive the car like Verstappen, and until somebody gets used to it, I don't think he's going to do well. So that's my outlier. But what do you think from a weird, or maybe not? I don't know if that Liam Lawson thing's weird. I think that's just what's expected at this point,
I
right?
think that's an interesting perspective, and I'll tell you why I think it's interesting. Because I listened to, I think it's what's it called? It's F1 Beyond the Grid. It's an interview, and it had Liam Lawson was the interview on there, and his point that he kept harping on was that he needed to be adaptable. Like, he had to be adaptable. That was the number one quality of an F1 driver, was to be adaptable. And he was talking about how different the car was driving from F2 to F1, from Super Formula. Or I'm not sure if he drove F2, but anyways, he was talking about all the different cars that he drove and how different they were. And you know, I know these guys are mature and everything, but you know, he's like 20 something years old, right? And I wondered, after hearing everybody talk about how hard it is to be in the seat next to Max Verstappen because the car is built for only Max Verstappen, I thought to myself, did someone tell him this, or is he really like believe this? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he sat down and like Christian Horner and Helmut Marko are like, hey, you have to be adaptable. You have to learn how to drive this car. Like, we're not going to tailor it to you. And so he's just going around telling people that, you know?
Right.
Because you're very influenceable at 20 something years old. So
Without a doubt.
So that's an interesting thought. We'll see. Liam Lawson, I agree with you. I think he's going out in Q1. I think that's our failure of the day prediction. But I think, for the audience's sake here and benefit, we have watched sprint qualifying and the sprint and FP1. So we had the benefit. We know the track's resurfaced. We know they were having issues with grip,
left tire graining,
and then tire deg was a huge deal. Like during the sprint, during the 19 laps that they were on a medium, they could not keep their front left. I mean, their fronts, really. It wasn't just front left. It was fronts.
That's fair.
Yeah, all together. They couldn't keep their fronts from degrading too fast. So that's obviously going to play a factor, not so much in qualifying, but in the race tomorrow. But
so
I guess
who are your top three then?
Well, the most impressive gains that were unexpected to me was the Ferrari turning things around. And it seems like Ferrari kind of knew they weren't going to do well in Australia just because of the track.
But the wet, possibly.
Yeah, well, that didn't go well either. Funny. Except for Lando. So I'm gonna say that Ferrari is coming back. I'm gonna go. I think Norris will turn it around. He had a bad performance in the sprint, so I'm gonna go Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc is gonna be my top three.
That's your qualifying?
Yeah.
I think that Piastri showed how well he could drive yesterday. So I think I'm going to put him on pole, actually.
I think I've got him in fourth if I have to pick. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Norris is not going to make the top three. I don't know why. I just think he struggled so much during the sprint
Okay,
that that's going to be in his head.
fair.
I think that we're going to have someone different.
Oh,
I don't know.
interesting.
I think it might be a Russell in P2.
It could be, yeah. That was
I
the
think
one thing that I
Russell,
didn't
yeah,
mention. Yeah, I didn't mention
I,
Mercedes, but go ahead.
yeah. I think that they look good yesterday. I mean, they didn't place top three, right? They were fourth, I think, in the sprint.
Yeah,
If I remember where Russell ended up, but I think he will put together a good lap, and come in second. So we have a different front row for the race. Um, and then I don't know. This is where it's like you could put either Ferrari or Verstappen at third, right? So I think I'm gonna go with Leclerc. I think I'll
it's,
say he's third.
it's a solid
Um,
pick.
I mean, I think any of those three are a decent shot at coming third. Now, what also could be interesting, we've seen not just yesterday, but last week that you know we have some mid-tier teams that are putting in some pretty good qualifying in Yuki Tsunoda and Alex Albon specifically.
Mhm.
So there's a possibility that we could have some weirdness and have one of those be third. Um,
I'm gonna be so
but
happy.
I know I would be too. But like if I have to pick, I can't pick them as 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 my actual pick for being third.
I'm gonna
So
I'm gonna ask you a question. When you watch, what are your like when you watch sprint and FP1 and sprint
mhm.
qualifying? Do you think that the performance in those generally carries over to the Grand Prix? Like if somebody's not having a good weekend, do you think they can
uh,
turn it around, or do you think that's pretty much how it's going to be when you watch it?
so I do think that we were talking about this when we were watching the sprint. I think they take it less seriously.
The
The
sprint for sure.
actual specifically the race. I think
Hmm.
qualifying though is very indicative of how they're gonna qualify and potentially do in the race.
That's a
Um,
good point.
because like qualifying is just see how fast you can go, right? Like there's that's what it is. So for the fact that, Hamilton took pole was like, okay, they got a fast car. Everybody's trying to beat him. They're not like half-assing it like they would for the race, where they don't necessarily, unless you're Jack Doohan and Liam Lawson, like running into people.
I know
Um,
they, and Isaac Hadjar too was also taking the sprint very seriously,
well,
which
and
you have
yeah,
to, you know.
I think the rookies have
Oh,
to, especially Isaac Hadjar, with obviously not even completing a race yet. So having to do as well as he can is important for him. Um, just mentally. And to your point, what you're asking really is mentally what happens to you when you go, if you're having a bad weekend, does that carry over? I think it's like 50-50, honestly. There's some I think we've seen in the past where somebody could have a terrible sprint race and then just absolutely tear it up in the Grand Prix. But
Verstappen does stuff like that. I don't think he has a terrible
yeah,
sprint. I mean, he had terrible qualifying sessions.
yeah.
2024 Brazil. I mean,
Well, that's
it's like
obviously
it's an
one of
outlier.
the
Yeah,
greatest races possibly of all time. But he also just it's tough to put Verstappen in anything that has mentality because I think he's always on
he sure
realistically.
is. Yeah,
I think we're talking about the other 19 drivers at this point. And I don't know. I think that some of these people, like honestly, we we're I know we're both Williams bandwagon. I wouldn't call us bandwagon fans, but fans.
mhm.
And signs like it's a bad race yesterday, bad qualifying. So I'm kind of curious to see what he does in qualifying. I hope he makes it to Q1, but he
Mm,
might be out. I wouldn't be surprised if he went on
Q3.
Q2, and that's
Yeah,
no, I think he'll make it to Q2. But like mentally, that's got to be tough for him going from Ferrari always being in Q1 and now getting knocked out in Q3,
you've got him
Q2s.
backwards. You got him backwards. Q3. It's
Sorry, I did. Yeah, I did.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Not
yeah,
getting knocked out in Q1
yeah.
is problematic. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting.
I'm yeah, and interested in signs too. I feel like yesterday as I was watching, and we didn't get any indication on the radio, but it seemed like he was having some sort of car issue, in my opinion. Because
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz doesn't get past like that. That just doesn't.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, no.
people were just eating him for lunch.
Well, then he pitted in a sprint,
Yeah,
so
he
it's like,
pitted in a
"Ah,
sprint
okay,
and changed his tires.
yeah."
And I don't know if that was just like, let's practice at this point or what was going on. So, all right. But let's get into it. You know what I almost did? I almost pulled up my fantasy team because I was like, let's look at
Oh,
fantasy.
yeah.
Let's talk about fantasy. But that would be a spoiler if we did that. So
It would definitely be.
let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, starting. I'm looking at the cool intro here.
I know, I was gonna say, I might be a second behind you because I thought I could click on the screen, and it didn't
Oh,
do it, but
didn't do it. Yeah.
somehow I always end up ahead of you
You
anyways.
always end up ahead. It's like internet is better where you live than where I live, which may or may not be true.
I mean, I don't know, what do you use for internet, out of curiosity?
Uh, Xfinity,
Like,
and I
what kind of
mean,
speeds did I get?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Hmm. So, like, I have a 10 gigabyte 10? 100 gigabyte. No? 10.
We're not that fast. I know that.
Yeah. Uh, I was looking something up and I just saw
Don't
I
say anything.
I'm
You
not
spoiled it
I'm
for
not
yourself,
I
not
did.
for me. You know, they they say this is a weird track, and if you look at the layout, it
Dude,
looks
it is
weird,
weird
right?
looking.
It's totally weird, but I kind of like it. I I
I
I
mean,
I feel like I'm kind of sad that I can't drive it like on iRacing or something like that. But I think it's cool.
they
Like,
don't offer it because it's in
no,
China or something?
no, it's just not. I mean, it takes a lot of work for them to build
Oh,
a track to put on iRacing, and so
yeah.
they have to like they laser scan the whole track.
Oh,
So
really?
and
Okay,
then
so
they
they
go
haven't
out
gone
and
and
they
done it.
visit it. Yeah, they visit it and they make sure that the art actually looks like the track. So it's a big undertaking for them, and they just haven't put Shanghai International on there yet. So
I mean, from turn 13 to turn 14 is crazy how long that straightaway is, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. But
And that's
some
kinda
of the
cool.
I mean, I remember last year. So last year they had lots of issues with turn 16. There was like a lot of off tracks and a lot of people. I think
Oh,
Signs
really?
had a wreck. Yeah, he dipped it into the gravel at the end of turn 16. And then but I remember I think it was this track where somebody was passing on the outside, like turn 13 and turn like
Mhm.
2. They were passing on the outside and it was awesome. I can't remember who it was, but and maybe I've got this track mixed up with another track or another race from last season, but I'm
Well, I
pretty
mean,
sure.
we saw in the sprint how many people tried in turn 2 to go around the outside.
Yeah,
But the
yeah, yeah,
problem is
yeah,
then you're into turn 3 and
yeah.
well, I guess in turn 3 you're on the inside at that
That's why
point
they
if you
do
stay on
it.
the
Yeah,
outside. Yeah, yeah,
because you go outside on turn 2, or at least get side by side at turn 2.
yeah,
And if you can go the long way, then you're on the inside for turn 3, and you've got the pass complete.
yeah,
So
yeah. And I think no, they don't do that around 12 and 13, do they?
I
Because
haven't.
that's the
I
straightaway. Like
yeah.
you don't you want to come out behind on 13, so you have
Well, you
DRS,
yeah, and you want to be
but you want
on
to
the
be
power
right
as
behind them.
soon as possible coming out of
Yeah,
13, because if you don't get on power as soon as everybody else does, you're going to get passed from 13 to 14. So,
yeah. How do you like the livery of the Racing Bulls? Because I kind of like the white car.
oh, I think it looks great. That was the one that everybody was talking about the most.
Is that one? I thought that,
Yeah,
yeah, pretty nice.
I do like it. I change my livery almost every season. I've done 2, 3 different liveries now, and white, red, and orange might be my next livery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Right now and I'm not it's not like I'm a Red Bull fan, but I do like the Red Bull color combo of red, navy, like dark navy blue and yellow. And so I've
yeah.
been using that the last season. And then before that I did kind of a McLaren thing. I did orange, black, and white.
I think you need to go full Pittsburgh though.
Just go black and yellow.
Black, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah.
Eh, it's so overdone here. I've actually gotten tired of
Uh,
it. So
I can see that. You're right. Every time I go to Pittsburgh, I'm like, oh, Everything here is
everything's
black and
black and
yellow.
yellow. Why haven't they? Was my live timing not going? Because I don't see control messages of green flag.
Mine says track clear 18 minutes still, so
All
I
right,
don't
let me
think it's
see.
running.
I probably just don't have everything synced. There it goes. Okay,
I was gonna say mine's way wrong.
mine's good. Mine's good. I just had to resync everything.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
Yep, everything's working. Here's the person that we need to talk about.
Lance Stroll.
It is. How has because he's on the track first right now. And like
Is Lance Stroll a better driver than everybody gives him credit for?
I think he doesn't care.
Well, and does everybody not give him credit because he's obviously there because of his dad? You know what I mean?
I think the problem is he's made so many mistakes over the years
Yeah.
that they amplify and it's like he does one good thing and you're like, wow, why is he here? Type of
Yeah.
thing.
Is Lance Stroll a gentleman driver? Is he paying to be there?
Oh, 1000%.
You think so? Because there's
Well,
some
yeah,
people
there's
out
no
there.
doubt.
There's some people out there that will argue like, no, he's actually very talented. And
I know
how are
that
we supposed to know from an outsider looking at it? How are we supposed
I
to know? You know?
you know how I know? Watching the other drivers talk about him.
Yeah, they don't
That's
seem to
that
like him, do they?
No. There's not I've not seen anybody be like, "Oh, Lance is great."
Yeah,
Never. I've never heard anybody say that, you know?
yeah. That's a
I
good
think I was
point.
watching they there was an interview, I think it was on F1 TV even, where they were asking drivers to explain the other drivers like with one word. And I
Yeah,
think they came to Piastri and they said Lance Stroll and he's like, I don't know." And they just
yeah.
moved
He
on.
said, "I got nothing." Yeah, I
I
saw
got
that.
nothing. That's what it was.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Wow, okay."
and
So,
and they were like, "Let's not give him the opportunity to expand on that."
yeah, it's like, I know I've seen Verstappen. I think there was an
Oh
interview, I
yeah,
don't know what year it was.
you say something about Verstappen or Norris and everything. They have words.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. I'm saying that there was this interview where when they have, like I don't know if it's in a weekend warm up or what, but they have everybody sitting on a couch and they're
yeah,
talking to them,
yeah.
and they'll have,
It's
like, 4 racers, right?
yeah.
There was one where that was Verstappen and Stroll were sitting on the couch, and other people were too. And I don't remember what Stroll said something, and Max Verstappen just like glared daggers at him because he was like, it was something like, you have to be a talented person to be in this league, blah 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 blah, something like that in that
Mm,
vein. And Verstappen just looked at him like, "Are you kidding?"
mm.
So,
So
I mean,
uh,
yeah,
obvious that he thinks other people deserve that seat more than he does. Is
without a doubt.
really what it boils down to.
Well,
Yeah.
they've said, I mean, when I forget where he got started, right? Was he at Williams first, or
I
was
don't
he at
know. At Racing
like
Point, I think is
was it?
when his dad bought the team.
Well, no, before then, because he was at Williams.
Oh yeah, you might
Um,
be right. Yeah,
and I know because I watched an interview with I forget her first name, the
Claire
principal of
Williams.
Williams,
Yeah, Claire
Claire,
Williams. Yeah.
and she said that Lance Stroll he paid for his seat. There was like
Oh
50 million. It was 50 million euros or 50 million
yeah.
pounds that they
They didn't have
got.
any money. She's talked about how
Yeah,
they were so
yeah,
broke
yeah.
that they had to like do stuff like that. Yeah.
So yeah, it was like 50 million per season for him to race with them, and I'm like, ugh. If I
Oh,
was a
look
team
at.
principal,
I think it's
do
Doohan. Yeah, he's Doohan
gosh,
is
man.
not poor guy. He's off and in qualifying. Yeah, turn 10. It looks like man.
And we all know that Alpine
They're ready to
has
replace him.
4 reserve drivers, so that's a lot of pressure.
And you know what? Colapinto is not the one I want to see. Everybody's talking about how Colapinto is going to get a seat. I want to see Paul Aaron. Paul Aaron
Oh,
was a talented F2 driver. I want to see him in that seat.
yeah. Norris is
Hamilton just put in the fastest
oh,
sector 2. We've got Gasly on top right now with a 132.310.
Norris has the
Obviously, the
fastest
track's
sector 3 right now.
okay. Obviously, the
Well,
track's gonna get faster though. So
it's changing right now. Well, Leclerc's 3rd sector looks good.
sure does.
Leclerc's gonna
Very
come up
purple.
ahead of
Yeah.
him.
Stay out of the gravel. There you go. Stay out of the gravel. At
What?
turn 16, if someone's gonna dip the wheel in that gravel and spin
Oh,
this,
I didn't I didn't see Hamilton. Hamilton took pole. Wait,
no,
yep.
Piastri took pole. Hamilton,
Oh, yeah.
Piastri, Norris is the 1, 2, 3, and then Gasly in fourth, which is kind of a pleasant surprise.
It's too early.
Let's see what
You know what I
Duran did.
mean?
This is turn 10. Hold on. Just on the
No, he
throttle,
touched
too much. Yeah,
yeah,
on the
across
throttle
the
with
curb,
the
on the curb.
yeah, and I would like to see that. I honestly would like to watch it again, but I don't want to mess up our timing. It looked
No, they're
like
doing it right now.
no,
There he
I
goes.
want to see his cockpit point of view because it looked like he
Oh,
had like he was turning hard, and then it looked like he probably got on the throttle a little too hard. There's Leclerc locking up at
Leclerc locked up,
turn
yeah.
14.
Oh,
So
is he track limits? No, he got it on.
it doesn't matter. That's not going to be a good lap
Oh,
time.
he's 8th.
Yeah.
Man, this is such a weird track too from the perspective of it seems it's huge, obviously.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know
I
what
don't
the length.
do
I mean, they're 130. You can kind of look at the time and see how long it is.
no, I
It's
know,
not.
but what I'm saying is how many laps is the Grand Prix? It's like
I
probably
don't know.
40 something?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. That's good.
Oh, Norris's time got deleted.
Yeah. Track limits at turn 9. Let me see where turn 9.
It's the
9. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the middle of the track, right in the middle.
He must have cut. He must have cut that apex hard. Or came out at the exit. I don't know.
Oh, it's okay. It's 56 laps. I
All
wouldn't have
right.
guessed that.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was less. I was thinking like 50, maybe 49.
How's Verstappen's lap looking? Let's see.
Not good.
VVVR.
Not
Yeah.
good.
It's
Oh, no, no, it's good. Sorry, I'm
it's
looking at the
not
wrong one.
great, but it's not
I
bad.
mean,
Yeah. I mean, he's at least doing
he'll be in
personals.
he'll be in the top 10.
24 25256, 27505. No, he's gonna be like 6th, 7th, somewhere around
And
there.
that's what I'm saying. He'll be in the top 10 is all I'm really
Yeah,
saying.
if he doesn't make a mistake here. Maybe he'll be the one to dip. Get out of the way, Yuki.
I mean,
Oh, he just went first. We're totally wrong.
oh, never
His
mind.
sector 3 was out of control.
Oh, yeah, okay, it was.
His sector 3
Was bananas.
a little bit behind here. 39 point. Oh, wait. Sector 3. Yeah, he has the best sector 3 by 3/10. God, that's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like you put together there it is. I told you someone was gonna dip the wheel into that gravel.
Who was that?
I don't know who it was. I couldn't tell.
Antonelli?
It might have been.
Here's Norris's.
It was the exit. Yeah. I would argue.
No, he was on.
I would
He was
argue
on.
that. Yeah, they need to protest. He was real close. They need to give that back.
He was on.
I swear to God, if so we got 9 minutes left and Norris hasn't put in a like protection lap, basically.
Yeah. Stroll just
Stroll
jumped to 5th.
5.
What's very interesting though to me right now? Oh, did they just delete Antonelli's lap? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Never mind. He's in 6th. Antonelli, man.
I know.
Like,
So I will
first,
tell you, I guess we can talk about our fantasy league without setting it up. I swapped out, and I'm kind of like kicking myself because I'm not sure if it was the right move or the wrong move. But I have McLaren and Ferrari as my constructors in the
constructors?
Australian Grand
Wow.
Prix, and I
Okay.
swapped them out and put Mercedes in instead of Ferrari. And which
Well,
isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it's not bad.
except for how the sprint went yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, right? So
Signs the 10th. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. He's doing better.
I mean, we still have no time from Leclerc and no time from Norris, though. So 10th is not a good place. Well, he's in 11th now. Never mind. Well, I mean,
Ooh,
sorry.
how's Liam Lawson gonna do? This was our
I
our
mean,
big discussion. He's in 20th
15th.
right now.
There he goes.
Okay,
15th.
15th. Yeah, he's gotta
Uh,
put on more than that.
my live timings are off. Like, he's not done on the
I
main
know mine
broadcast, but he's
mine
done
is
on
too.
the.
Yeah, and every time I hit sync and it's still like I guess I just need to use the slider and put it ahead a little bit because I can see the timer on both of them. There we go. That's
Yeah.
what I did. Just catch it up.
Hulkenberg. There you go, bro.
Nico Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg.
All right, so we got Verstappen, Piastri, Hamilton. And what was my prediction? I don't even remember at this point. There's so many
You
that
had Norris.
but not
Oh
at
God, I don't know who
P1.
you.
I don't think I had him
Yeah,
at
you said
P1.
Norris.
Did I?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
well,
why. Because that's why I was like, no, I'm doing Piastri.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I think I
I don't.
had Norris and then Hamilton, Leclerc with Piastri in fourth, I
That's what
think.
you said.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said it was Piastri, George Russell, and Leclerc.
Okay. All right.
Let me write that here. I'll write it down so we don't forget.
Uh,
Norris. What'd you say? Hamilton.
Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc is what I said. That's what I said because I think Ferrari's returning to form this race is now that
Piastri.
I've taken them out of my constructors. That's my fantasy strategy this year is just to have strong constructors. My drivers are not going to do anything for me.
You have Jack Doohan and
I have like Doohan. I think I have Kick Sauber, like
oh,
the whole team.
I mean,
I
ugh.
can't remember what two teams I have. I think I might have like Alpine, Kick Sauber, and Isaac Hadjar. I think that might be my driver lineup. No, I have
Interesting.
signs. I have signs. So somewhere I don't know. I can't look obviously, otherwise it'll ruin this whole thing.
I
So
have the same thing as last time, which means I have McLaren and
didn't you have Haas? Didn't you have
Haas.
Haas?
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
then I know. And then I have Signs, Piastri,
Here's the obligatory girlfriend shots.
yep, Hajar.
Where is Carlos Sainz's girlfriend? We haven't seen her yet. She's every weekend they show her.
He hasn't done anything yet, so
That's true. Yeah. As soon as he does something. Lawson incident
oh.
failing to slow under yellow flags. Oh, well, he's a race car driver.
When was there a yellow flag?
I don't remember. I
Oh,
don't even see a yellow flag on. I see a lot of lap times getting deleted though. It looks like everybody's having trouble no, they're having trouble all over the place. There's not one specific sector. It looks like there was a yellow flag in sector 10 and then double yellow in sector 11. I don't know.
I was gonna say the only car that's done anything was Doohan, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Or maybe
well.
he got his own.
We missed that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Lawson
Ooh,
almost,
Lawson.
yeah, almost lost it there. Losing traction for sure. That whole 1, 2, 3 sequence and
Again.
that whole
Yeah, that weird swirly.
yeah. Norris is better. Norris needs to put up another lap. He's sitting in 7th right now, and
We need
there's
Signs to put a lap.
3
Is he
minutes
out?
left. He's out right now. He's 18th with 3 minutes left, and then he's got like Albon is just outperforming him.
Once again,
Albon's
I
up
think
in
that's
8th.
that's knowing the cars.
Yeah,
I think
I mean, I'm sure you're right.
it's same like I said about Lawson, like that we have 18 and 19 right now. Signs and Lawson, the two guys that just switched teams.
But what about Antonelli? Antonelli's in 3rd. Is Antonelli as good as everybody has expected him to be?
That's one of those things that we don't know, being dumb Americans. Like, have they literally set the car up for Antonelli the way he wants it?
Who
Like,
knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Like,
Because I mean, let's be honest. From an external perspective, Russell's not the number one driver there anymore. Like, I mean, he thinks he
he
is, and he
has
has
to
more
be. Yeah,
experience.
this
So
year they have to say that.
I know. But Antonelli is the future of
He's the future
Mercedes,
for sure.
and you know everything we've seen other than his practice in 2024, where he crashed
Yeah.
at the first practice.
Oh,
But everything we've seen says that he should
watch
be the number
watch
one driver.
Hamilton drift
I
around there,
see. Yeah,
man.
yeah. That's that 1, 2, 3 sequence again. They just
Yep.
can't. They can't handle that swirly.
Well,
It's
and
hard, you
so
know.
so you have to think about the fact how this track's laid out because you need the downforce in 1, 2, 3,
Oh
and
yeah,
9,
setup must
10,
be a nightmare.
and
Yeah,
11, 12, 13, and then you want to go flat out from 13 to 14 and from 16 back to 1.
yeah. You've got low speed turns, and then you've got fast straights. Like it's
Like massive fast straights.
and
So
that
it's
13. I think 13 may be a high speed corner. So
well, no, but 11, 12 isn't.
yeah, it's so 9 is probably pretty high speed. 10 is a high speed. 8 is yeah. The more I look at this track, it's got to be very challenging for them, especially for
Well,
rookies.
and just for setting up the car,
Yeah.
like
And there's no chicanes. Like you would think they would put some chicanes somewhere,
well, if
like
you look at
maybe,
how they have set up 13 when it comes off, I think
yeah,
it's 13.
yeah.
It's kind of weirdly, I don't know.
Uh, okay. Russell needs this next lap. His race engineer's just like, you got to do this. And let's see, Signs
Oh,
is on an out lap. Okay, time to watch some sectors. We've got
yep.
54 seconds left. Everybody's going flat out here to try to get into
Alonso's
Q2.
going right now too.
Alonso's putting together what a weird lap. He's putting together he's got a bunch of
Yeah,
he's got every color you can have in there in
the
the mini
weird micro
sectors.
sectors.
Yeah.
Hamilton's not doing a great lap right now, but
Micro
he's
mini.
on one.
I think Hamilton's safe and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are probably all safe. Who knows? But as the track gets rubbered in, it may be faster. Best lap now is
Nico
131.424.
Hulkenberg. I don't think Nico's going to make it through, but he might.
And I mean, it's so insane whenever I look at this and I see that the first to 15th is 0.7 seconds. So,
Man, Hajar and Sonoda both are putting in decent laps right
yeah,
now.
and they're in 5 and 6. Alkenberg goes up to 7th. So, Sainz is in the drop zone, which is, I guess, the only big surprise. Leclerc is sitting at 14th, too, which is surprising as well. So, let's see what happens. Alonso goes up to 6th.
We're going to have a lot of movement here.
Yeah, it's getting ready to shake up.
Hamilton's going to stay the same, I think.
Pretty much everybody is on a flying lap right now.
Alonso went
Leclerc
up.
just goes up to 2.
Oh, okay.
Sonoda just took first place.
I was going to say his lap looked good.
Yeah.
Norris has a good lap going.
Russell, please. Okay, Russell's up in second. I was like, thank God. I was like, my fantasy team is going to just get destroyed if you don't do something about it.
I'm curious what
Hajar just
Hajar.
took first. What is going
I was
on?
going to say like his lap looked good.
They're Norris P1. That's what I like to see. Come on,
Come on,
Carlos.
Sainz. Let's go.
Yes, number 8. Carlos went
That
from
worked.
very slow up to 8th. And then
Why are the
Albin
Alpines like?
goes up to 6th. Good job.
There you go. Are these Alpines going to actually qualify? Like Gasly needs to
Now let's
race
see if
control.
anybody's track gets
Oh,
deleted.
Gasly.
How did
Gasly's out.
Yeah, he improved
He's
to
going to get
15th.
bumped.
Ocon
Yeah, there you go.
went up to 13th. So who do we have dropping right now? We've got Stroll, Gasly, Behrman, Doohan, Bortoletto, and Lawson.
Stroll's in
Lawson's
15th right now.
Oh,
Unless
yeah,
somebody
I'm sorry.
passes him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have Gasly, Behrman, Doohan, Bortoletto, and Lawson.
And the Alpines start from the back again.
Yeah. Lawson is in 20th.
Oh, Behrman
So
definitely was in his way. Well, oh, and Norris took first?
Interesting. Yeah,
I didn't even
yeah.
notice. I was
Yeah,
paying attention to the drop zone.
139.83 with the Racing Bulls in second and third, which is very interesting.
I'm
And
so this
Hadjar
is
out qualifying Sonoda.
well, in Q1, I mean, I'll be interested if we got a Sonoda on the top 3, because like I said that at the beginning, like, I thought maybe there could be some weird 3rd place action
Yeah, you
at the
did.
end of this.
Well, it's not going to be Liam Lawson. We know that. There's a yellow for
No.
some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I think they're just telling everybody to slow down. So,
Like, stop racing.
yeah, because we got yellows just popping all over the place.
Double yellow. And 5 and 8, there's nobody in those sectors.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they just do that in between to let people know, like, hey, you need to drive slow through here. If for some reason a bus or something gets out there.
If all the, reserve drivers are on the bus
Yeah.
driving around.
All right. All right. Well, that was fun. That was fun. Q1 was fun. Just very interesting to see. They got a highlight of the rookie drivers. It's just Hadjar and Antonelli are the only two. And Hadjar, wow, like second
Yeah,
place. So not he's everybody has said, who watched Australia, they knew that Hadjar was more talented than that. They knew that it was
absolutely.
just a mistake and that he would come back and show people what he could do.
I realize that the leaves that are on Yuki Tsunoda's helmet
Hmm.
are like oak leaves, but they look a little bit like marijuana.
Oh, do they? Why
Yeah,
does
a
the
little bit.
radio why does the radio sound so weird in this broadcast? Have you noticed
I
that?
don't know. Yeah, it's tinny.
Have you noticed like Russell's radio? He's like a whiny baby. He's like telling he was like, guys, this is too stressful. Well, of
Yeah,
course, you're
it's a
in
race,
F1.
bro.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's gonna be
those are great
stressful.
pictures. The signs and Alex
Signs
Albon
looked like he
pictures. See
was
those?
16 in that picture.
That's true.
Man, Ollie Behrman looking very upset with himself. Ollie, you're at Haas, bro. Like,
Yeah, you're not at Ferrari anymore.
yeah. Yeah, they're talking about Lawson being
Yeah,
so
man.
far behind. Yeah, they're talking about how he's tentative through the turns and he's just not holding the speed that he needs to hold through the turns. So there is an interview, by the way, out there about it's Alex Albon and he's talking about what it was like to drive at Red Bull. And he said, imagine you're playing a
Yeah,
video game and you take all of the settings and you turn it up as high as they'll go. The control settings. Like turn it up as sensitive as everything will be. He said that's what it's like driving the Red Bull next to Max Verstappen. And so if you keep that in mind and watch how Liam Lawson is driving, it totally makes sense, right? Like he can't hold the speed through there because to get that car on a knife's edge at the limit, you just can't do it. It's impossible for anybody but Verstappen.
yeah.
And if you watch him, that's what they're talking about right now. They're talking about how tentative and how slow he is through the corners because he's a he's like a second and a half behind P1. So
Yeah. I think it was 1.7. Well, sorry. They're doing between him and Verstappen, I think.
yeah, interesting. You got to feel for him. I do feel for him, but Did anybody say? I can't remember what our predictions were for the disappointment of the year. I think I said
I
Antonelli, and
said,
he's turned out
oh,
to
for the
be,
year, the
yeah,
whole year. I
yeah,
don't know, but we were talking about who's going to lose their seat first, and everybody said Jack Doohan, but Red
yeah.
Bull's
Well,
not going to put up with this. Like
I
they'll
think
give him
I
a.
I think Yuki
It's a
Tsunoda will come up there, and the same thing will happen to him that happens to everybody else in that
I
seat.
don't disagree. I think anybody in the
Yeah,
second seat of Red Bull's kind of hosed. And you know what? Like I said earlier, it really makes you appreciate Checo a little bit because he
yeah,
actually could drive the car.
yeah,
We did all talk last year. There was a lot of trash talk, but maybe that wasn't as deserved.
yeah. All right, Q2. Here we go.
And going out early too. I thought they might wait a little bit.
Sometimes I wonder. One of the things I don't understand here, when they like almost kill each other to get out on
Yeah,
the track. I don't.
yeah.
I don't. I mean, right now, like, why? You have
Because
13 minutes left.
I think the first car in particular gets like,
A
well,
min, a
I don't
mini, a
know,
mini flying lap. Is that what it is? But it's an out lap, so
but
like your
I
tires
know,
are not
but
up to temp.
yeah, it depends on how you get to the pit lane when you come back around. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
So like, because you're gonna hit sector one and be flying, and you'll have cars in front of you.
yeah.
So it's almost better, like, if you wait to the end of this because people will put their cars back in the pit and you can do your lap without anybody on the track.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. There's probably some strategy there that we don't get.
There's some strategy there that we don't understand, I think. Yeah. So they're discussing how close the grid is, and they're right.
Yeah.
One of the announcers, just one of the commentators, I think it was Alex Jakes, just mentioned that pole positions used to be, determined by a second. Like somebody would get pole position by beating P2 in over a second, and now it's just so close. These
So
lap times are incorrect that are coming up on on live timing right now.
so here's the question. Yeah, 10 spots for Q3. Who are the 5 that are out here?
It's so hard to say. This is like
I mean, I could
because of
pick
how close it
3,
is. I mean, I'm gonna go.
maybe 4.
I think the way it is right now might be right. I think Alonso, Hulkenberg, Stroll, but I'll be honest with you. I think Sainz is gonna go out and Hulkenberg might stay. So
Oh, okay.
I'm going with the Astons out. I'm gonna go with the Astons, Haas, and Sainz. That's what I'm doing. So that would be Ocon, Stroll, Alonso.
Alonso, Nico Hulkenberg.
Yeah, I think he might make it through. I think he's going to be the surprise. There's got to be one surprise in there, right? Because we have 2 Astons, we've got a Haas, we've got a Kick.
I mean, the kick would be the surprise, obviously, by
Yeah.
a
What
lot.
about what about
That goes
Russell?
up
What about you think Russell? You had Russell in the
on
top
second.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if Antonelli is the one that gets up there?
I mean, that would be cool. It'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
it's possible. Or do the Racing Bulls, get up there? I don't know. It's so, guys, if you're
It's so
not
hard to
watching
pick.
F1, this is why it's so good right now. Like you need to be watching this. because let's talk about like sports in general. When I watch, like, I don't know anything about March Madness right now. I don't know anything about basketball, but I can sit down and watch a basketball game between two teams that are so close, right? And enjoy it because it's just good sport. That's if you don't know anything about F1, this is so close. It's so close this season. You need to be watching it. So times are starting to shake out. We got Russell in P1, 131. Looks like everybody's doing 131s. We know they can do 130s because I think that was their best lap.
There goes Piastri.
From Q1, I think. Yeah, Norris is just slamming it right now. Yeah, Norris is up in P1 with a 130.787. So we're getting into the 130s.
They're stepping in the drop zone right now
Mm.
with no
You got,
time. But
yeah, you got 8 minutes left. So
yeah, I know.
yeah, Leclerc not doing great. We haven't heard from him on the radio or anything, too, so we don't really know why. Man, did you see how fast that car went into the pits? Wow.
Zipped in there. There
Yep.
goes Verstappen.
Verstappen.
Who was he just talking about?
Norris. Yeah, so they're talking about how fast Norris's lap was. 137.87 is very fast, apparently, for this track. So,
Well, they said
wow.
it was the fastest ever.
Well, I did hear that. I was
like, wait a minute.
I was questioning
what?
whether that was true or not. So, I don't know if he meant ever in this session, if he meant ever in this whole qualifying session, or if he just set a lap record. Yeah.
Fastest time
Shanghai, yeah.
F1 136.41.
Well, no,
So
he didn't do that, but he's 1/10 off. So
yeah,
he's 137.87.
Sorry. I just learned something by doing that, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, just
like
I'm sure you did.
Keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. That's why I don't Google anything. Like
I shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
I don't even get social media. Like I just don't look at anything. So
I totally didn't think about the fact that someone could beat that time. So yes, that might have been the fastest time, but it's not going to remain the fastest time.
Okay. What is happening with Hamilton?
Is that Hamilton or?
Yeah, I think he's done.
No, they're weighing his car.
Okay.
I think he got one of the FIA was like, let's mess with the 7-time champion. Yep.
Oh, they weighed him. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, right. That could upset your run plan big time. I'd be mad if I was like, hey, we got a plan here. So who has the fastest lap at Shanghai International Circuit ever?
I'm not going to say.
Only Tim knows. Only Tim knows.
Well, and everybody else who watched the qualifying, apparently.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, you've increased the anticipation for me, even though you ruined it for yourself. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not happy that I looked that up.
Somebody has the fastest lap at Shanghai Internet. We should have thought about that. Like, what a mistake we made there.
Well, fastest ever is what they're saying too.
Yeah.
So
somebody's got more.
Someone will go faster than 130.787.
It could be Norris, but it sounds like it's not. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Could be anybody. Could grow up to be a place kicker.
Enough. Wouldn't it be cool if this? I'm looking through who's left, and I'm trying to decide like, how cool would it be if it was Antonelli?
Realize that they have another whole qualifying session.
I know that. It's gonna. track evolution. It's going to get rubbered in. Somebody
yep.
is going to get that 10th, you know? And they're still talking about how this is
Yeah,
the
they are.
fastest laps ever. That's what happens when you got a resurfaced track.
Yep.
It's interesting though, because like the trend was in FP1, it looked like they were having trouble with grip with the resurface.
Yep.
And now it seems like, I guess they've figured it out, you know, they've adjusted for it because they're putting out the fastest times they've ever had on the track.
Yep.
So
Oh God. I need to not look at my phone.
yeah, just don't look at anything. It's so.
I was
This is
trying
what
to
we're
look up my
doing
bank account, and I
tomorrow
scrolled,
morning.
and I was like, "God damn it!"
Tomorrow
Well, I
morning,
already
we're
knew
doing
one
the
of it.
same thing. We're doing the same thing
Okay.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's another thing, by the way. I knew that last night when we watched the sprint qualifying because I went and got into F1 TV, and there was a
Yeah.
picture of Hamilton on the qualifying, and I was like,
Oh,
oh
God.
gosh, I was
Why
like,
would they do that?
yeah, exactly. So that's why. My pro tip for everybody: if you're watching replays of F1, use multi-viewer if you're on your PC, because you're
Yeah.
not going to see any pictures. It's just going to have the event there ready to go. Paul to Wolf. Here we go. We got 3 minutes left. We've got Norris, Piastri, Verstappen as the top three. And we in the drop zone, we have Stroll, Ocon, Hadjar, Alonso, and Sainz. Sainz, come on, man. What is Sainz time? 131.966. He's 1 second off of first. So come on. But gosh, I mean, he's 2/10 from going through. So it's so tight. From first to last year, 1.179 seconds. First to drop out is 986. So almost a second. Russell on a flyer here that doesn't look too great.
Who's on laps right now for scrapping?
Russell is, I know that. What is he
Magic
talking
is
about?
stuck?
Antonelli just said magic is stuck.
Is that DRS?
No, he said
Brake
brake
magic.
magic. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Well, does Antonelli get hosed here?
I hope not. Yeah, Russell made no improvement on that lap. Okay. Hamilton is doing a flyer. He's got the fastest middle sector. Verstappen, look at that. Verstappen from third up to second and had a terrible first sector, but just cleaned it up for the rest.
Oof. I was
Oh,
gonna say, if
a
Leclerc
bad.
should go.
What happened to Hamilton? He did great sector 1 and 2, and then third sector just bad. There's our friend Joe Guanyu.
Did he spin out?
I don't know. I didn't see anything, but he's in 7th right now. Ugh. It's risky where Hamilton's at.
Ocon in 10th? Will he stay?
No, I don't think so. Here we go. Here,
Oh, Hadjar,
everybody
man.
should be on flyers now. Yeah, the Ferraris are in trouble here.
Antonelli might be in trouble. Oh, Antonelli's on a lap. Let's go, Whip. Come on, Signs. Let's go, Signs.
Sainz is in the drop zone, but he's doing a good lap.
He is. Is Albin on the lap?
Looks
Or
like
is he
it.
done?
No, he's on one too. Everybody's on one because we're at time right now.
Antonelli's. Why is it?
Albin going to 10th.
No, that's not good.
Yeah.
Alonso didn't do it. Come on, Signs.
What's Sainz gonna do? No, he can't. He's in 15th.
Come on.
As I was right. I said I thought Sainz would go out.
Is Albon going to stay in 10th though?
Who knows? Who's gone? I think so because it looks like Ocon and Hulkenberg are not improving, even if
I was
they're
gonna
on
say
laps.
Hulkenberg's in the
Yeah.
pit.
Alex Albin, way to go, man. And I'm gonna swapping out Signs for Albin.
Kimi Antonelli, man.
Give me Antonelli, 9th place. Yeah, good job.
Oh, he just
He had
man.
to. He's good. He's making
Turns 2 and 3
Did you
are
see
rough.
him making adjustments on the steering wheel as he was
Yeah.
in like full turning position? Yeah, that's crazy.
He's going for the brake magic.
Yeah. So Ocon, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Stroll, and Sainz are out. The
I think that was your
surprises,
prediction.
look at. I think it was. Yeah. I think I nailed that one. And then the surprises are really Albin and the Racing Bulls. I think. So
I don't know, man. The Racing Bulls are last week. Man, it'll be interesting. The race will be interesting.
if the Racing Bulls are way up there, I mean, Hadjar and Sonoda are punchy little racers. You know, they're like little Napoleons. It's not
Dude,
very
they
nice
are.
of me.
They got. Well, they definitely have little man syndrome.
Yeah. Albin, way to go. Do you know whenever I fill out all those things for like win a trip to the Miami Grand Prix, win a trip to Las Vegas, and they always ask you like I always put Albin. If they put like who's your favorite team, who's your favorite driver, I put Williams and Albin. Because like everybody says he's the nicest guy on the grid. And I'm like, that is why is that not appreciated anymore? You know?
I know his episode, the episode they did for Drive to Survive.
He was hilarious.
He was great. Yeah,
he was hilarious when he was talking about the window washers. Did you see that part?
Yeah.
He's talking about the window cleaners. I was laughing really hard at that because I'm like, that's the type of humor that I have too. You know, I like Alex Albin. Yes. Yeah, he's excited. Yeah, Q3. Way to go, Albin. I do have Isaac Hadjar on my fantasy team.
I do too. So, I'm pretty sure.
So I know that for a fact. Yeah, I have Signs as well.
But I feel like I probably
his race pace is always I don't like when I don't even know that I've ever seen Sainz take pole. You know, his race pace is very good, so he could get into the points tomorrow. This is a good qualifying session. I'm enjoying this thoroughly. Much better than the sprint. The sprint is just like I feel like I didn't even take the sprint seriously. You know.
Well, we had issues.
We had technical issues, and I don't know. I'm not a sprint fan. I don't enjoy the sprint.
Nico Hulkenberg.
Yeah, Lawson is 20th. What a contrast that whole team is. Like, can you? So here's the interesting thing. They're essentially hamstrung, but they're getting drivers' championships. So, like, I guess my point is it worth it to have a driver that other drivers can't drive with? You know what I mean? Because the car setup. If that's really what's going on,
I don't understand why they can't have two setups for cars. Like you
Well,
have two
I don't know.
drivers.
I don't know. I
mean,
mean,
that's a whole thing,
we're
right?
not engineers. Like we can't
Yeah.
figure that out. But if that's the case, if it's really is this like you can't drive Max Verstappen's car, then is that worth it? Is it worth it? Because constructor's position is what determines the prize, right? I don't know if there's a driver's championship prize. Maybe there is, but it's just like, how long are you going to do this? How long are you going to keep one driver that can, and then just always have another one that just can't keep up, All right.
Whoa. Max is going for it.
Max is going for it. Max is out first.
I think he likes going out first in
In
Q3.
Q3, yeah.
I miss the Rolex logos.
Or signs.
Smooth operator.
I like his helmet. His helmet's cool. Very Spanish. He's got Spanish colors along with the blue from Williams. Who's your favorite helmet this season? I know who mine's is. I have a definite one. I've never liked Lando's helmet. I don't like that color and all that.
Too yellow. I mean, I gotta be honest that Hamilton's helmet's awesome.
That's it. That was my pick.
It's
Hamilton's
good
helmet is my favorite. Yeah, by far
The
my
yellow
favorite.
is like,
Yeah, it's very cool.
I watched the thing about that yellow helmet too, because apparently, if you go look at all the helmets he's had, I forget who it was. He used to be friends with another driver, and they both had yellow helmets, and then
Mhm.
they had a falling out. And I forget what driver it is. I should know this.
Well, don't Google anything. Yeah.
I'm not, but God, what's the guy's name that was the other driver with him at Ferrari or at Mercedes way back when he first started?
I missed the time when I was just getting into F1 and motorsport in general, and nobody I talked to knew anything about F1. My phone didn't know I liked F1, and it didn't try to ruin this for me, but it is very hard to go through a day and not get F1 news if you're trying to catch up with a race, Yesterday, I didn't get on social at all because sprint qualifying was already done. I should have just not cared because it's just sprint qualifying, but I didn't get on social. I didn't do anything. And I was outrageously productive because of that.
Nico Rosberg is who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had, I think they're probably fine now, but they were very, very competitive with each other.
They were, but they both wore yellow helmets, and then when they had a falling out, apparently, Lewis Hamilton stopped wearing a matching yellow helmet to the guy, and now it's back. So he had it gone for a while.
It's like I mean, Verstappen's helmet's cool too. I will. It's kind of, I don't know, I think the helmet also, like, everybody knows Senna's helmet is super cool, right? Because like he wore the same helmet the whole time. I think it may be more the driver underneath the helmet that makes the helmet legendary than the helmet itself. So, because I'm sure people had some cool helmets that we just don't even care about because they were in 20th. Like, nobody's going to be like, Liam Lawson has the coolest helmet on the grid,
Here. So, copy image.
God, are you still Googling things, you psychopath?
I've looked up helmets.
Look at that. Yeah, that's awesome. They have everybody's helmet.
I gotta be honest, like, Russell's helmet's cool.
I don't like, he's had that one for a while. Oh, Piastri's is very nice. Hold on, I gotta save this and we're gonna pull it up on the, gotta show, I mean, we don't have anything in the chat, so might as well just add it.
I like Ocon's too.
Image.
If I had to pick, like, Ocon's might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, he has the Haas colors and it looks good.
I hit save on Discord and I have no idea where it's saving to. It just,
Gone.
yeah, it's not even telling me. It said, yeah, you saved it. Okay, where?
I like Bortolettos too, but
There we go.
that's very Brazilian.
Hold on, this is better than watching the beginning of Q1 here, talking about these. So yeah, let me. I gotta look at a bigger picture than what I put on there.
Yeah, I pulled it up
No,
large.
I don't like Norris's. Piastri's is awesome. Leclerc's is cool. Hamilton's is my favorite. Look at Verstappen's is legendary.
Yeah,
Yeah, not a fan of Lawson's. I mean, I don't mind pink on things, but I just don't like
yeah.
Lawson's helmet. Russell's is cool. I'm just not a huge fan of the that baby blue.
Mm.
Antonelli just very standard. I feel like he needs to work on
Well,
that.
he's got some Italy in it. That's what he's doing.
Where?
He's got a red, white, and green for
It's
Italy.
orange.
Is that orange?
It looks
That's
orange to
red.
me. Maybe it is red. It looks orange to me.
I don't know.
Alonso's is okay. Yeah, Stroll's is very standard. Gasly's is very standard. I like Duan's. I think Duan's looks pretty cool. I think Ocon's is cool. Behrman. Tsunoda has been doing that helmet for a while. That's pretty cool. And then Sainz is the only other one that I really like. Albin's is cool because.
I think Nico's.
Oh yeah, Nico's is cool too. All right, Antonelli's up to Q2. Sorry, we're getting distracted with helmets
P2,
here.
P2.
Yeah,
They still got 8 minutes though.
yeah.
Hajar's got a good lap going. He's second. There you go. Do you know how much one of those helmets costs?
I bet it's expensive.
I saw a video about it. Like, what's your guess at how much one of those costs
I
in
mean,
pounds?
like in pounds, so I don't even know. Like I don't. He's. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to do you're gonna have to do the
I can.
exchange
Well,
rate for me.
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even know what a pound is to a dollar. So it's Piastri's up to Q1, 137.03. So not the record, but the new. Like this is actually the current record. Piastri has the current record because it's faster. I believe it was faster than
I think it was.
Norris's. So that's the record as of now, but not really because this is a replay. Lando's on P2. Everybody's doing some fast flyers right now.
Yeah. The answer is each helmet costs about 100,000 pounds.
And what is that in dollars? I mean, I know it's probably like 100
120
something. Yeah.
$129,000
That's insane.
ish.
Yeah, that and so I mean F1 is outrageously expensive, but like the steering wheels are like I want to say like 40, 50 grand or something like that. It's out of control.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, there's
It's
so
like
much carbon fiber on them and everything else that they custom made, and yeah,
insane.
Russell.
Antonelli got his time deleted.
Did he?
Yeah. So Antonelli is down at 9th still. Albin's in 10th. Albin,
Oh yeah,
he's 1 second off the pace. So
Antonelli
oh yeah,
definitely went off track.
he's off. Yeah.
Oh God,
Is that
that's not good.
is that turn 16? Because
I missed the
if it is,
track
that's
limits at turn 16.
it's a big deal because what he just did is he just put a bunch
Throw gravel
of
everywhere.
gravel all over the final turn. So, which is not good. So hopefully that gets cleared off quick. Hopefully they can do a couple slow laps and clear that off and get a line there. Obviously they do because we know they set the world record and they haven't set it yet. So maybe everybody's in the pits now. We got 5 minutes left. Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Russell. So and then yeah, the Racing Bulls not doing as good as I thought. They are 7 and 8. This is the fun part. This is the most interesting part.
Man, what's interesting on these helmets is most of them all have the same like sponsors.
Yeah.
Liam Lawson's doesn't have Heineken on it,
The Max
and doesn't have
Verstappen deal only.
yeah, yeah, Max Verstappen has a bunch more, uh, whatchamacallit, ads on his sponsors.
Hmm.
Liam Lawson only has Mobile Tag Heuer, and, Zuru, which might be the name of the helmet, not what is Zuru?
No idea.
Toys. Interesting.
Here we go. Now they're rolling.
Yeah, now's the time. Oh. The jar just was like, "Get out of my way, Verstappen."
Yeah.
Verstappen's like, "What the hell, man?"
Wouldn't it be interesting if like the Racing Bulls took over as the senior team and Red Bull was the junior team?
Yeah.
Won't happen. But interesting thought. Whoa, yeah. He's yep.
Whoa, oh. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I just
He
saw him on the Yeah, okay, now I see why he was shaking his head.
yeah. Hadjar just that's gotta be an unsafe release, you know?
Yep. Well, what do they do on qualifying? Do they can't give him a penalty. They could he isn't on a lap.
I have no idea. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. 242. This time it's everybody's on their outlap. It's a time to see some flyers and set the grid.
Albon's gonna go first.
Verstappen
No,
is
Russell's gonna go first.
Verstappen just passed Hedger. Yeah, he got out of the way. He was like, sorry about that.
All right, here goes Albon. He's going first.
Albin is going first, isn't he?
And he's
And
starting with yellow sectors.
yes, starting with yellow. Not good.
There's a green. There's a
There's
green.
green. Okay, good. They're moving now. I mean, let's be honest. We don't expect Albin to improve much, and
I
that's
would
okay. I would love to see it,
to
but
see
yeah,
him
it isn't going to
higher.
happen. We need
Verstappen
him
is
to be.
second.
We need him to be.
Oh
Is Verstappen on a
no,
flyer?
he is.
Yeah,
He is.
his flyer's looking good.
It's Albon, Verstappen, or sorry, Albon, Antonelli, Verstappen, Hajar, and Norris is going now.
Yeah,
And Norris
so
starts with the purple
I should
sector.
probably watch my. I need to see where Albin is. Okay, so Albin's about to finish his. He's going into the straight.
Yeah, Albon's going in the third sector now.
All right, I should be watching my map instead of watching my my times here.
Antonelli's got some speed.
He does have. Well, man, well, I could easily be an Antonelli fan. I love an underdog, and you know he's a rookie and he's doing really well. How's Russell? I mean, Russell's not on the flyer yet.
Antonelli. Antonelli's got purple sectors, microsectors.
He does. He does. He does. Look at that. Come on,
Keep
keep it up.
that's a little slow.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. He's about to go over the
You're on
line.
that
Let's
bend.
see.
There's purple.
Yeah, he's 7. He's 7.
Oh, that's
So we got Piastri in first still, who I think is on a flyer. We got Norris second, Verstappen third. No, Verstappen stays at third.
what do we think, Hajar?
Hadjar goes up to 7th, goes in front of Antonelli. And the Lando Norris is done. He's staying at P2. So, okay.
Okay, Ferraris.
We know. No, who's Oh, here Piastri is there. It is Oscar Piastri P1.
Oh, he improved his time.
Yeah, and that's the record, right? 136.41. I'm pretty sure.
It is. That's what I saw.
Yeah,
Also,
Piastri's
I'm not
P1.
going to say anything else because I learned something else.
All right. Well,
I
obviously
think.
something else is going to happen here with
Yep.
the. I'm guessing with the not the Mercedes. I'm guessing with the Ferraris, but no. Is Hamilton on a flyer? Yes, Hamilton should be on a
No,
flyer.
Hamilton's in pit.
And he's not. Yeah. Russell? Did you get it right?
I got 1 and 2 right.
You did get 1 and 2 right. Way to go.
I did not get third right, but I was
Who did
that's
you
what
have
I
in
looked
third?
at.
You had Leclerc
I had
in
Leclerc.
third, yeah.
Leclerc in third.
George Russell with and I was talking smack about him earlier.
I mean, he's easy to talk smack about.
I
Is
mean,
Albon still going?
uh,
Albon, no, he's just still out there. I don't think he's
yeah.
on a lap.
Just wanted to do a little extra.
Hajar in 7th, though.
Yeah, so let's go over. I mean, that's a great finish. I mean, McLaren's still knocking it out of the park here. So Piastri won with the world record on this track, 136.41. Russell
Hairpin of my
P2,
life.
yeah, Piastri said this was the hairpin of his life, so he must have just been hanging on by the skin of his teeth. It's he's so calm. Piastri screams with the radio off. Yeah,
He is a silent killer. Like, he is
yeah,
the most Verstappen-like person
it's true.
on
Yeah,
this track.
yeah,
His pass on Hamilton last week was ice cold.
yeah. I mean, and last season, he wasn't gonna settle for being the second driver at McLaren.
Yeah. Well,
So
they re-signed him.
Yeah. So hold on, let me go over the order real fast. Piastri,
Yep.
Russell, Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Hajar, Antonelli, Tsunoda, and Albon. So Albon stayed in 10, unfortunately. But let's talk about how interesting this gets for McLaren if Piastri can have a great race tomorrow. Yeah. It's a challenge. I mean, they are on their way to getting the Constructors' Cup again. But how do you keep your own cars from taking each other out,
Yeah.
So,
and how do you let them race?
And on top of that, what's going to happen to Piastri and Norris's relationship? That it never goes well when there's two fighting for the top position. So, two teammates.
There's an FIA Stewards Q1 incident involving cars 22, 81, 63, 6, 4th,
everything,
55, 23, 12, 30. No further action. Failing to follow race directions.
Delta time. Yeah, that's the maximum delta. They do that it happens all the time. It's fine. Nobody's gonna get in trouble for that. But what else are they looking at? They're looking at they cleared Verstappen, Alonso. I can't believe they didn't call an unsafe. There's unsafe release for Hajar. I think that's still under investigation.
I wonder if that'll screw them over. Like, is that a grid penalty? I guess maybe
unsafe release. It might be. I mean, safety stuff they take pretty seriously. So,
I mean, how far back could they put them? Like 1, 5? I don't know.
I don't know. But McLaren with the best and worst problem in F1, they have two awesome drivers. We were just talking about Rosberg and Hamilton, and then what they went through. So. Piastri, good job, man. I like Oscar Piastri. He looks so young. So ridiculous how young he is.
I think I watched an interview with Mr. Horner, and they asked him,
I don't know. It might have been on pictures to people.
That's not what they. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It might have been on Drive to Survive, but they asked him, if you had a choice between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, who would you take?
He said
and he's
Piastri.
like Piastri.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
like immediately.
Yeah. I think it's because of
that killer attitude.
Their attitude and their mentality. You know what I mean? Like Piastri just is very calm, very collected, and Norris just beats himself up, you know? He's just
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I suck. I did terrible. I made mistakes," you know? Like, eh.
and Piastri after his, drive in the lawn was like, "Yeah, luckily I fixed it," and then he
Yeah.
moved on, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Not
Norris would have.
many drivers wouldn't have done that. They just have been
Yeah.
stuck and been like, "I'm screwed."
Yeah. All right. So, I actually did very well in
Did you?
qualifying. I've got or in my fantasy team, I have Bortoletto and Hulkenberg, which probably isn't very good, but I actually have Albon and Sainz too, so not bad. And then I have Hajar as well, and Mercedes and McLaren. I mean, that I did very well for qualifying. Um,
I'm gonna log into mine and see what.
but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I got 64 points on the weekend so far, and I don't know where I stand with my teams. Let's see. In my leagues,
My
I have an
team.
office league that I do, and then I've got the league that I did with our Discord server that unfortunately was not very popular. I wish more people would have joined. It would
I
be
have
more fun.
Oscar Piastri, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Pierre Gasly, and Isaac Hadjar.
And you're still behind me.
Again,
Who's your constructors?
Haas and McLaren.
Well, good luck with Haas. But yeah, you're still behind me.
I got 100 points apparently.
Yeah,
Where?
that's a
How do I
lot.
see
Go to
league,
leagues and then go to like it's not easy. Like
private,
I want to see everybody wants to see their private leagues. Like nobody wants to see the full
yeah,
league. Like it's stupid.
Soup
So
Racing.
but I'm still on top. 160, 147 to 129. Yeah. Let me look
Yeah,
at
I
my
think, but for the
office.
weekend, I think for the weekend I was winning or something.
You might be, yeah. We have 8 people in our office. And oh my gosh, Chris is doing better than me. The guy in our office that knows nothing about F1 is leading.
That's good. Yeah, I scored 100 points so far this weekend, and you scored 64. So my point total is way higher right now.
He's got yeah, well, I think it was because of I think I'll beat him at the end of the weekend, to be honest with you. But he has a very good lineup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just does the sprint mean anything in this?
I think it is worth points if you look at the points. I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, I just pulled up China. Oh, sprint. Okay, yeah, it does.
I also took the minus 10 points. I did 3 transfers instead of 2. I
Oh,
decided to take a grid penalty there. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this. But yeah, Piastri on pole, Russell second, Norris third, Verstappen right there in fourth. You know, behind next to Norris, which always is interesting, and then Hamilton right behind Verstappen, which is even more interesting. So we'll see how this race goes. We'll record another podcast when we watch the race, but it won't be live. And I'll probably replay this on Twitch so everybody can watch it. But give me a like, give me a follow. Head on over to our YouTube channel, Soup. And then check us out on Twitch, check us out on Kick, and we will catch you guys on the next stream, podcast, video. Like and subscribe,
Aro.
all the YouTube stuff. See you guys.